presentation focused actually on our accomplishment, not me as a VP for Planning and Quality Assurance, but as a designated crisis manager before, during, and after the ECQ. There are 7 CHED COVID advisories which was released to higher education institutions. So the university's management had tried to comply with all these advisories together with other memoranda given by other agencies. So to start with, we have the CHED COVID Advisory number 1, and this focus on, which was released on February 10, 2020, focusing on the dissemination of the COVID-19 related information which was obtained from DOH and WHO guidelines. This particular point was disseminated or acted upon by the university through the information which was disseminated through the PSUFB on March 6, 2020 up to the present, and in our website up to the current date. This was provided to us by, of course, our director for the PRPIO, Ma'am Celeste. So there is also a point in that particular advisory that there should be no conduct of participation to events that draw huge number of attendees. So in the case of the university, no events are organized there are events that are organized, but this is attended by few number of participants only. The same advisory number 1, it contains also that there should be a travel ban to China and areas with confirmed cases. The university administration have not allowed anyone from us to travel to China and areas with confirmed COVID-19 cases. Further, advisory number 2, which focused on the protocols performing environmental cleaning and disinfection, was also complied by the university. So the university had prepared health and safety protocol on cleaning, disinfection, and the like. There was also the point on the suspension of OJT and internship in Metro Manila. In our case, all our OJT students were pulled out starting March 12, 2020. On the same advisory number 2 issued on March 11, 2020, we need to report the status of faculty students in countries with reported COVID cases. The Office of the International Linkages submitted the report to CHED AIA's Office, Manila. Another concern in that particular advisory is the interns in hospital. Our student interns were also pulled out on March 13, 2020. On advisory number 3, which is on the dated March 11, 2020, we need to adjust our calendar for the remainder of the second semester school year 2019-2020, and a modified academic schedule for May and August was prepared. Another one is the field deployment of STP students. So since our classes were suspended starting March 16, 2020, all students were also pulled out in their respective field assignment through the issuance of the memo number 727 dated March 16, 2020. On the same advisory 3, we need to come up with alternative activities for OJT students in order to cope up with the remaining OJT hours. So the university also conduct an in-house alternative OJT activities, or rather come up with an in-house alternative activities which was agreed to be done or complied by the students to complete the required OJT hours. We need also to deploy an available alternative mode of teaching during the ECQ period. So based on the memo given to the campuses, we advise all faculty members to reach their students using available resources in order that the teaching learning will be continued during the ECQ period. On advisory number 4, dated March 14, 2020, it contains that a skeletal force must observe social distancing and precautionary measures as well. So the university remind all frontliners in the skeletal force to observe social distancing and some precautionary measures. And another one is the suspension of travel outside the province. The university did not approve unnecessary travel outside the province of Pangasinan. Advisory number 5, which was released on March 17, 2020, wherein ECQ is imposed in entire Luzon from 17 of March to 13 April, the university released the memo number 027 on the suspension of classes, direct employees to work from home, and assign a skeleton workforce. And as well as, again, a reiteration of the suspension of OGT. And this was already done earlier than this particular advisory. Advisory number 5 is the submission of electronic data requested by CHED. All of these were submitted by our university to the CHED Region 1. And the last on this advisory is on the application for scholarship, which was provided through, posted rather, in our PSU Vppqa account. Advisory number 6, this is now advising all ETIs to provide a guidelines for our academic calendar from this coming first semester. So the university came up with a post-ECQ guidelines and was approved by the Board of Regents through referendum. And this contains guidelines for academic year, for start of the first semester, as well as the remaining activities for the second semester 2019-2020. And the last but not the least is the advisory on number 7, which is the conduct of summer classes, the preparation of classroom, which are all conducted, implemented by the university. And some other guidelines were also being, some other requests were also being provided to other agencies, like the one requested by the Commission on Higher Education, Technical Education by the Congress, and so on and so forth. So if you look at the advisory number 7 again, we have not conducted the graduation ceremony because that is also included in our advisory number 7, that no graduation will be scheduled unless the quarantine is lifted. We would like also to present to you what have we done to our community and to the university as a sign that we really care for them. So as they said, charity begins at home. So one of the activities that the university conducted is to provide rice to its faculty members who belong to salary grade 1 to 15. So we will just be passing to you the different activities that we have done during the ECQ and after the ECQ. So this is now the distribution of rice to our faculty members and staff. Then the food packs distributed and the recipients as well. We also distributed rice to our adopted barangays and stranded students. We have also, these are teachers coming from all campuses. Thank you for all your cooperation and support for this activity. So we have also distribution of food packs. The distribution is still of food packs. And then we have also distributed face shields and face masks to our frontliners, prepared or produced by our faculty members, rice distribution in the barangays, Grocery distribution also to our adopted barangays. Food packs for stranded and families of poor PSU students. And the last, we have also the use of our coaster by the frontliners of the Region 1 Medical Center. And the university, through the PRPI office, continuously inform or disseminate information related to COVID-19. And the last but not the least, we encourage everyone that you should be able to connect to the app or the Stay Safe PH app being advised to us by the national government to track and to look into the cases here in our communities. With this, thank you very much and magandang hapon sa ating